Well, I've had a few questions about how we fit potentially 4 people plus a dog into a Sprinter for semi-permanent living in, basically. So let's wander down to the van and I will show you how we all fit in. At the back of the van, on the side, we've got a decent sized bench seat, and that actually converts out, that pulls out into a double bed, so that's 2 people's worth of accommodation there. And then if we look this way, up here we have 2 bunks folded up into the wall. I'll show you the double bed first and then I'll show you how the bunks work. Double bunk here, I've got a single foam double mattress up on there at the moment, set up for seating, plenty of seating. You can comfortably get 3 down here, 4 at a squeeze, but there's seats up there as well, and I've got a couple of fold-up camp seats if we want to sit outside and all that usual stuff for in a van. And all that happens with this, you grab hold of it and you slide the base out, and it comes out all the way to a flattened out double, and then there's a leg under the middle to support it once it's there. That's slightly awkward to get at, but it fits in nicely as a double. So let's bring it around. So you can see there the foam's been folded for a while, which is why it's looking a bit less than flat, but that flattens down as soon as you lie on it. So it comes out almost exactly to the galley on the other side. And if I let me shove the camera up there out the way again. So if I quickly hoik the mattress up, and you can see here what we've actually got is one like single width piece of ply base there. That's the bit that forms the seat when it's folded up. So you can see the hinge to this concertina-y bit here. That's that, which I just grab hold of these and it lifts up and slides back into place again. So let me grab hold of that, get the leg round it, try and do this one-handed, which you can see I can actually do one-handed. And you see that then folds up against the wall, and the mattress I can then put back where it came from. So that works perfectly well, sits up in place nicely, doesn't even actually slide out when I don't want it to, so it stays in place quite well. So yeah, pleased with how that works. The only modification I've made since we did it to start with is I've put this wooden lip along the front here, and that's simply as a catch for the edge of the mattress so it doesn't slide off, which it was doing. But other than that, that performs very well indeed. Looking the other way, we're going to look at the 2 bunks. So if the need is only for one of the bunks, then we bring the bottom one down. If we need both bunks, then we bring the top one down as well. So to achieve this, quite simple. These seats fold flat, so flick the lever and that's 1 down, flick the lever, that's 2 down. They are set to just about clear. Then I shall reposition the camera over here somewhere. Well, I'll show you this before I do it. So at the moment, and I might change this at some point, I've just got a couple of little captive T-nuts and a bolt, one on each end of the bunks, so that holds it all in place. They're literally just bolts to stop the bunks from dropping down when you don't want them to. So to bring this down, we'll do the bottom one first, and literally just get hold of the bolt. Usually do it by finger tight without having to go near a spanner. So that's the only minor modification I might make to these, really, is to put a wing nut of some form on the top of the bolt. So bolts can live in the handy little cup holder on the back of the seat. That's the other end, and bring that down. There we go. So that's the two bolts out of there. And then all I'm going to do with this is pull it down. There we go. So that's the bottom bunk all in place. This cabinet top and the one there, designed specifically as the supports for that bunk. And you can see it's just neatly clear of the seats. So that was part of the very accurate design of this. Now, if we want the upper bunk as well, which we usually do, it's a very similar process, except I need to grab these two bits of wood, which we'll see what those are for shortly. So again, let's get the bolts out. Those out. We see what these bits of wood are for. So just simply, they're notched, a small notch and a big notch. And what we've got here, just got tiny little pieces of ply glued on there as locators, and the same is true on the bottom there. We've got a locator. So the big notch sits down there, and that locator just stops it from being able to slide around, so that just sits down onto the surface. So we do that on both ends. There we go, that's the legs. And then the top hinges down, and so that's one. It's about the right position there. And this one sits down as well. And there we go. We've now got the top bunk down in such a way that all of the load is straight down through the leg, straight down through the cabinet and onto the floor. Absolutely bomb-proof. What I've got here is it's pretty much the same at both ends. We've got this piece of ply that runs up and down. That is, if you can see behind the mattress there, let's pull that out. So I've got this bracket. So I've made up these, one bracket there and a longer one there. And that angle iron, it bolts using captive nuts into the framing on the side of the van. It is only to stop the thing falling inwards effectively. There's not a whole lot of load on that. So that's on there, all bolted together, double thickness of ply. The pivot points are, hopefully you can see in there, there's a little metal tube, and there's probably nothing, yeah, there's nothing to see here. So the metal tube goes into that piece of, that chunk of wood there, and creates a pivot with a laser cut nylon or acrylic bush put in there so that it spins nicely, doesn't bind or anything. Same down there, and the piece of wood, piece of ply screwed on over the top just to hold that all in place. If I needed to undo that, I'd take those caps off, slide the tube out, and then I'd be able to remove the bunk. We've got on the support unit down there, you see that slight cutout, that is to allow the back edge of the bunk there to pivot. There's a pivot point, it pivots down and round, and that was very specifically measured, like really carefully measured, to allow the bunks to pivot in place, get the maximum width we could out of the bunks, so they're a narrow single they work out at. So very carefully measured to allow them to pivot and clear the side panels and still fit in within the height of the ceiling that we had. And on top of that, clear the height of the seats. Everything is, it's to the millimetre perfect. We even worked in the thickness of the foam with the assumption that it would squash slightly when we did so, but not squash it so much that it distorts the foam. So everything very carefully calculated and measured, and you can see the ply bracketing up to the sides, carefully scribed in to fit neatly, or as neatly as we possibly could, and it's come out pretty well, to be fair. So yeah, very accurate, and the end result is that we've got a double bunk down there, which is 2 meters long, which is handy when you're 6'4" like me, and we've got 2 single bunks up here which are also 2 meters long, handy when your eldest teenager is already 6'5" and the youngest one is what is he, 5'9", 5'10", thereabouts. He keeps shooting up. That's a 16-year-old and a 13-year-old at the moment. So yeah, I didn't want to be limiting their leg room when they were on the bunks. So we've got, in line along the length of this van, we've got 2 lots of 2 meter long bunks, and they are comfortable. They do a really good job. They didn't budge in the least bit in any of the usages we've had so far. So we lived in here solidly for 3 weeks during the summer, and yeah, they did the job really well. So that's how we get potentially 4 people into the van. And I forgot the dog. The dog has got lots of, slightly grubby at the minute admittedly, but lots of carpet space on the floor, and Bob a bed on the floor down there, and she's happy with that as well. And just for completeness, I'll put them away again as well. Yep. There we go. One leg fallen off. And that's the other leg off. It holds itself against the ceiling until I've got the bolts in. Lined up right, there we go. One end, the other end, 2 bits of wood inside the net out of the way. So you might be able to see, very tightly measured. There we go, perfectly fitting in there now. Just the edge of the mattress cover very slightly catches now and then. In case you were wondering, that net that I've just dropped the 2 legs into, that also, when we're not using the beds themselves, that net is there to basically roll up the duvets and put the pillows from the bunks. They go into that net on the side, and the duvet and pillows from the double there go into that net, which has currently got a couple of kites in it. So then 2 seats up. There we go. That's them in place, and yeah, ready to drive off again.